yucky. Yeah, they're yucky. Yeah, they're yucky. They're gross.
I've been awake all night, can't find that thing to call bliss. Been looking all my life, how long should I endure this? Every day gets a little harder, I get more worn out. If I stay, I'll get a little farther so you can hear me shout. I've been dying, trying to find where I belong. I keep crying, so I vented in these songs. You've been lying when you say it will get better. So whatever, I'm used to it, it's been this way forever. Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe. Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe. When will I find my way out? When will the hero come through? When will I find the piece of me that I've been holding on to? When will I find my way out? When will the hero come through? When will I find the piece of me that I've been holding on to? Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe. Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe. Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe. Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe. Don't wanna be like the rest who never got to show off at the best. I never possessed the will to move on, but I can't deny I've been here so long, it's all I know. The fight consumed me head to toe, it's all I know. Hello. Welcome back to another stream. I hope you're having a thunderous Thursday. It is Friday Eve. The weekend is just around the corner. I hope you're hanging in there. If it's been a tough week for you, if it's been a great week, well, hey, let's keep it rolling. We've got a trial to get to. Let's boot up some Ace Attorney and see what's what. Currently, it is the eve also of the NHL trade deadline. And here I'm sitting wondering if my team's going to make any more moves. I don't know. We're going to find out, hopefully. We made one move, and it was honestly really unexpected. A veteran that everyone kind of thought was going to hang around through the rebuild. C'est la vie. That's sports, baby. All right. Let's get into this fucking game. Woo! All right. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that'll implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there. I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Let's see. Well,
it's almost time. Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Aw, shit. It's him. This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. What did you miss? Not much. Just the kind of the opening dialogue. Phoenix talking about how he suspects Adrian, and then talked to Mia, and now this call. So yeah, you didn't miss much. You're right on time. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Gotcha, you started a bit early. Yeah. I did. Just keeping you on your toes, you know? Don't worry. People don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Even the assassins sending us gifts? Well, we did say we wanted some flowers, right? I guess this is something. It's a start. Wait. Aw, shit. The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer Dude, who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Yeah, that was not conspicuous at all. March 22nd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Well, that's unusual. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor! Please, be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Hold up, I gotta log in chat real quick. That test. Yeah, I'm not logged in. Let's see. Shit, what's my email? Try this. Oh, it's trying to get me to sign up. There we go. Here we go. Sorry. 1 second. I'm just not getting my notifications for chat. Let's see. I just love two-factor authentication. You know, hell will definitely have two-factor authentication. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it's kind of ingenious in that it is equally as annoying as it is effective. All right, there we go. There we go. I'm logged into chat. I should be good for like 30 days now. All right. I just saw the ads roll in and I was like, wait a sec. I didn't get the note for that. All right, here we go. Prosecutor, Prosecutor Von Karma has. This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. Holy. Bruh. You know, part of me was saying, like, oh, maybe she was, like, kidnapped, you know? Like, holy fuck. Damn. What? Shot? Bruh. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. Jesus. His present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be your advantage. This is totally insane. That guy was fucking serious about his gift. Yeah, no shit. And welcome, Tony. Hope you're having a thunderous Thursday. But yeah, holy. I didn't know what to expect. Fucking A. Miss Von Karma, is she all right? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Whew. You're... Oh, it's Edgeworth. Your Honor. Yes, for real, the goat is back. Due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. Prosecution is ready, naturally. Oh shit, let's go. I'm glad Von Karma's alright though. Ms. Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Huh. Just like Pa. Except he didn't get the surgery. Edgeworth finally being the prosecutor again. Yeah, feels good. Luckily, I have looked over this case and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Engarde. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Edgeworth has been back for like 30 seconds and the sexual tension is already palpable. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Are you doing the entire trial section, by the way? It's slightly long, but I think you can do it in this stream. That's the plan. I think I'm gonna just knock this out today. I'm feeling good. My neck doesn't hurt anymore, so I think we got this. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Let's go! Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Detective Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. Poor guy. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. No! This is starting to feel familiar again, yeah. Detective Gumshoe? The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is gonna be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Here we go. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case.
Hey, cheers, Kev. Stay hydrated, folks.
However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
Interesting. Where is the guitar, though? Can I have it?
After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room. Yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. And then there was a short break. The special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during the 30-minute break period.
Please continue with your testimony, detective. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room.
The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt on Guard's manager. She's a real pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence.
Oh shit, wait. Did we crash? Or is it just my stream that went down? What? Didn't end for you. Okay, good. I don't know why my stream went down. Let me refresh this page real quick. All right, we good. All right, cool. Not sure what happened there. Maybe it was just my browser. All right, anyway. We good. Cool.
When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Matt on guard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir.
The cause of death? Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur will believe something so brainless as that, pal.
Damn.
Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention will be drawn here to this bandana. Banana. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana.
Yeah. Then, what about the knife?
It seems to be stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
Okay.
At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case.
And why did you think that?
Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
Only the victims, huh?
I see. So much for my theory, then.
Judge trying to get involved in solving this too.
However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case?
The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Judge getting tired of judging. Yeah. He's like, I'm bored of this shit. I need to get involved. I hear there's an opening coming up at the detective agency.
Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yeah, that seems unusual. You would, like, guitars are kind of heavy. You would feel that. As an owner of a guitar or two.
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was a reason to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing.
Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify about this matter. Yes, sir.
He seems so sad about it.
Matt on guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's Hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes which makes this a premeditated murder.
We're struggling.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of a sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clear, sir. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
What?
Interesting. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find a hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Why arrest on guard?
Matt on guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals with each other.
But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not?
Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Carita was always one step behind Mr. On Guard in everything. This year seems like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
But Mr. Carita lost the Grand Prix in the end.
That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book.
Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Kurita in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all.
yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective, it's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive.
Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
Damn.
Eh? No, not you too. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, that's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
Oh, man.
No! Now, Detective, let's continue with the testimony.
No. Not my poor pension, too. Poor Gumshoe.
Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed.
Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone?
That's for evidence. There's the Jammin' Ninjas button.
They're making him pay to work at this point. Yeah, for real. The poor guy. He just wants to do what's right. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
Let me put it this way. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it.
Anyone could have smeared that blood there afterward.
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir.
All right. I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now, to reel this one in.
Thread.
Huh?
The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal.
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. That's true. That's true.
It was ripped off the ninja costume. It was found in Mr. On Guard's Hakama.
When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found. We rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Kurita. And then we did a search on all of them. That's when we found the button. So this was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people.
Hey, what's he trying to say about me here?
The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife.
How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department.
Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
So is the defendant the owner of this knife, then? The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
Hold on, I know that I noticed the knife was, yeah, on the Gatewater is engraved. This is the hotel knife. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna have to present, I think. But first, I'm gonna hit this. There's no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. I agree. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix? You guys heard it here. Size doesn't matter. Alright, let's present this.
Objection!
Wait a second. What? So, the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that. My client bought a knife beforehand. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel? Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means the murder was not premeditated. There we go. Yes, that is very true. This is very big. You should know. You should know the name because the second case of the first game also took place there. Yeah, for real. Also, the bellboy is gonna be so stoked about the second murder. He must be just over the moon. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What? Oh yeah, more publicity, exactly.
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough to not realize this.
Damn. But I didn't. Oh. God damn. Poor Gumshoe just getting flamed.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Carita's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect.
Gumshoe might not come back in Ace Attorney 3. Damn, that would be sad. I love Gumshoe.
The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
Yep.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt On Guard. Especially what was on top of his table.
Cool. I'm glad that this is getting admitted as evidence, even though I'm not sure how I'm going to use it to my advantage yet.
There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt On Guard's knife was missing. Mr. On Guard has gone to the victim's room with the knife, or Mr. On Guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant and clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. Just realize, Edgeworth making this case hard for Phoenix means Maya is getting closer to death. Not a good look. Oh, damn. Damn. That's a great point. Yeah. Though, I'm not sure if he's aware. NSK objects his way into the chat. Welcome. Welcome, NSK. Happy to see you. Hope you're having a thunderous Thursday. What's good? Not this case so far. Edgeworth making it tough on us, but we gonna solve this shit. I'm starting to think Adrian's a red herring, but I don't know who's actually responsible yet. I mean, other than I mean, I guess it could be that guy with the stitching down the middle of his face, the killer, you know? This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. Uh-oh.
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time.
Well, yeah, are you on day 3 trial or more advanced in the case? I am on part 2-1 trial. So I don't think it's day 3 trial. It's the first round of the trial.
Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the courts.
Evidence not yet shown? It's day 1 trial, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that would make sense. He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
I have to say that I should say. Oh, fuck. I usually call them days, not parts. I misunderstood. I got you. No worries. That makes sense. Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
Let me save here, actually. That's a better spot. Whoops. Alright. Actually, I do. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Yeah, for sure. I saved right before. Oh boy. Something that this court is yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
Oh God.
What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Oh, he's dead fucking serious too. Yeah, for real. Oh God, for real. Fuck. One chance. Yeah. Full bar penalty. Damn, they are not fucking around.
Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show the court?
It's my attorney's badge. No. Shit. Good luck, bro. Choose carefully. It's gonna be game over if you choose wrong. Yeah, for real. Let's see. Why would they stab him with a knife after killing him? On Karita's murder scene. Check this. Damn, is it this? Maybe we should go over Adrian. Go after Adrian right now to at least like tease out some evidence. It's definitely Maya's Magatama, bro. Crucial evidence. Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, I was thinking it was the press conference ticket, but you make a strong argument. Damn, I think this is it. Because I don't think it's time to spill this tea. Damn. I don't think it's time for that. I'm gonna go with this. Nope.
Sorry, right. But this time your bluffing steered you wrong.
I can see nothing strange.
I'm personally betting on Juan murder pick, but that's me. That's fair. You know, my gut said that purely from like a game mechanic standpoint. Wait. How much money? Yeah. Damn.
This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time.
Yeah, we got cooked. All right. Ba, 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 ba. Rough. Poor Maya. Yeah, exactly. All right. Goddamn. Okay. Actually, I do. And also, let me skip ahead a bit. Save a little further along.
Now then, what is this important piece of evidence?
All right, you think it's the picture. Let's find out if it's the picture. Nope. rough days for Tony. All right. Damn. My non-existent money is on a evidence that has something to do with Adrian, not even backseat gaming, but I feel like it's the note or the newspaper clipping. That's kind of what I was leaning towards is so I thought it was the newspaper or the magazine clipping at first because I didn't think we were gonna expose this, at least not yet. But now I'm leaning towards it being one of these, or one of these two. Let's start with this because she specifically didn't want us to out her attempt, and so in that kind of spirit of honoring that, I'm gonna go with this. Damn. Okay. Okay. Maybe it is this. Damn, I feel so bad. She said she didn't want that outed, and damn, it's not that either? What? What is it? Okay, now I'm actually gonna... It's gonna be something real obvious too. For sure, for sure. We're all stumped as fuck. Alright, time to brainstorm. Yeah. Is it the juice? Yeah, I was gonna say the juice. Let's see, let's see. No fucking way. The juice. What? What the fuck? All right, we got it.
This is a wine glass, is it not?
Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailants. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Lol. One more time. Sorry, hello. Every time I see One More Time, I want to freaking sing Daft Punk. That's so fair. That's a great song. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Hell yeah. I should see if I can add that to the soundboard. I'll add a note. Let me send a note to myself to. Where are my notes? I'll just text. Do you ever do that? Do you ever text yourself so that you can like as like a reminder? Or is that just my ADHD ass? Daft Punk, especially the Discovery album. Yes, Discovery is amazing. I love Ram. I don't know if that's just because I listened to it on acid or if it's just that good, but woo, so good. It's such a great album. I do have a notepad for that, to be honest. That's probably a better solution, but texting myself works for me, I guess. Where was it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if they're buying it. Well, what do you all have to say?
Ah, well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now.
Do you know the meaning of Veritas Quo yet? I swear you'll probably flip your shit when I tell you the meaning. I don't think so. Veritas Quo. Quo, I assume like status quo or like a way of things being or measure of something if I had to guess. Veritas kind of looks like verify. So maybe like upholding the law if I had to guess. Veritas Quo, very disco, very That's good. That's so funny. Oh my god. I didn't yeah, wow. That's fire. I did not click. That did not click for me at all. Thank you for sharing that.
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it, Your Honor?
your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass.
What?
It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very possible, Mr. Wright.
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? There's no way, because the juice was in his room. Like, why would she have it in the first place, you know? I should have saved. I should have saved there. Whoops. Let's hope I'm right. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What? Uh-oh.
You're not thinking hard enough today, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice?
Then...
Of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
Edgeworth tougher nut to crack than Mon Karma. For sure, definitely. He's a way tougher prosecutor. He's just less of an asshole.
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
What? Okay.
That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
I can't believe I fell into another trap.
Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Kurita. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover.
Well, wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution is yet another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Another witness?
Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness.
Excuse me. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? What indeed? Oh God, it's Wendy.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
I don't think there's a prosecutor more challenging.
Gotcha!
I don't think there's a prosecutor more challenging than the other. I think all prosecutors are the same for me, at least. Unless it's Payne. Oh yeah, Payne was brutal. There's definitely a lot that are tougher, but for different reasons. Yeah. That's fair. Excuse me. I wonder what happened to calm that composure, to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy! It's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it?
Also, which Karma do you mean, Manfred or Francisca? Oh yeah, good point. I think they're both pretty hard asses. Francisca, okay.
You should be more happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet?
Manfred was brutal, yeah, for sure.
It was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand.
I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm gonna tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Oh!
Shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy now.
That voice impression made Old Bag seem more annoying than she already is.
Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam.
No, please, by all means, interrupt her. Please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's a good voice, Loki. Thank you.
It's true what they say. The youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness on the security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan.
Yeah, I'm not dissing, but I'm just saying it just makes Old Bag seem more annoying. Not in a bad way, just a funny way. Good. That's definitely what I was going for. I'm glad you're liking it.
It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean You were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that On Guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something.
What are my favorite voices to do? I really like Gumshoe. That's a fun one. This is definitely a fun one. Lotta and shoot, what was his name? Marshall. Lotta and Marshall were fun just because Southern accents are really fun, especially like really exaggerated ones. Also, where is the GOAT? Where is the Ace Attorney nerd, my boy Kevs? Yeah, he was here earlier, I'm pretty sure, and I think, yeah, Kev was here at the beginning. He probably had to dip and do something, or he's just lurking, but it's all good. I'm sure he'll be here when he can. Yep.
But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly.
Gumshoe is like a New Jersey accent, right? I've seen too many Sopranos episodes. Yeah, for sure. Kind of like New Jersey beat cop or like that Brooklyn accent kind of vibe. Yeah. 100%.
After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Carita.
But those two were the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know?
Honestly, I never made a voice for Gumshoe. Just imitate the guy's voice from the anime. Gumshoe's famous phrase in the anime is, "Stop, freeze, it's the cops!" Awesome. I'll have to hear the anime voice in a bit to compare. See how I live up to the official voice actor.
Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. There was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was On Guard. Mad On Guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
I think Gumshoe's voice in the anime is very similar to yours, low-key. Yeah, you know, I think Gumshoe just kind of gives like that Brooklyn, New York beat cop kind of vibe, you know? It's the character design. It just speaks to you.
So, Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room.
See? It has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay, I think we've survived thus far, so I'm gonna save again. Had to do something but left. Had to do something but left the stream running in the background. I'm still here. Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, welcome back for the moment. Let's see. Yeah. The gang's all here now. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night?
The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails.
Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on.
Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little.
And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door. Since I left there, here's some trivia. Mostly for NSK, since he played Ace Attorney 3. 3-3 was supposed to be an Ace Attorney 2 case, but since Shu was rushed to make this game, he couldn't put it here. Oh, interesting. Something you were interested in. And just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret, between me and Juan. He and Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing that she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
But it should prove relevant. We can always have it appended to her testimony later.
Oh, but should it prove relevant? It looks like we shouldn't force it right now. Recipe for Turnabout? Interesting. I don't think that case ever screamed Ace Attorney 2. I just thought it was an Ace Attorney 3 thing, but interesting. By the way, saying the title on the case is not a spoiler, just making it clear for people that think it is. Yeah, no worries. I don't care about like minor details like that. My main thing is like big plot points, which I think most people don't have an issue with not spoiling. I don't care at all about like minor details like that. I appreciate your concern though.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time.
Oh? Then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Kurita's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the reports.
In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct?
That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room.
Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny.
There's a lot of interesting things about the development for the series. According to Shu, each case in Ace Attorney 1 took a month and a half to finish writing, compared to the 3.5 he had for Ace Attorney 2. Capcom really screwed him. Yeah, damn. That's a real crunch. A month kind of seems about right, you know? Because you gotta write the story, and then you gotta figure out how to make the puzzle all fit. So, that seems about right. But damn, that's 3.5 for the whole game. Rough.
The man that came out of the Juan's room, he was...
Yes, he was.
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right now. Damn, that's elder abuse.
Well, I guess I can tell you, since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was On Guard. Mad On Guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
You're mostly drunk writing these, if I remember correctly, which is funny because I think 2 through 4 is also one of the best in the series. Oh, 2-4 is also one of the best in the series. That's hilarious. Sometimes, you know, yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's what it takes to get you into that flow state. You saw my client. Are you sure about that?
You see?
Really?
Annoying, Brad. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Okay, big choice now. Let's see, what were they carrying? Their clothes, their face. Damn, to be fair, most Ace Attorney 2 cases are well written. Well, except Big Top. Usually the longer it takes, the better, although it's not always like that. Yeah, you know, creativity is not exactly a linear thing. Sometimes inspiration just strikes you like a freight train, and you could just dump out your work like it's nothing. Let's see. What was the person carrying? This is a tough one. I'm gonna say... clothes. Please tell the court more about the clothes the man was wearing.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket.
Oh, this might have been the right choice, actually. We'll see. Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center, too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
It's true. Right.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
Oh, God, I don't know. It was very important. Yeah. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, let's make a second save. Let's try important. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right, witness, please.
Ah, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. He was wearing his flashing racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show.
Okay. I don't know what this is gonna help me with. I really don't know what I was doing here. Are you sure the defendant was wearing it?
What do you think? Not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
She's so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. That's bad for us. Really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also just has a tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who asked to question her. Oh, here comes the ads. Run, hide, hide while you can. Shit. Okay, I don't think I picked the right thing. Let's go back. Do I? Let's see. What can I present to this? Oh, wait. If he was... Because the Hakama is part of this costume, right? But if he was wearing the jacket, he wasn't wearing...
Objection!
Yeah. That's what it is. I totally thought we picked the wrong thing, but I guess not. Miss Old Bag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Ads running, reference to a song, lol. Those who know the reference have wholly elite ball knowledge because the reference is something not well known. Damn. I don't think I know the song. I also can't hear it though because I have it muted. But I've been like, my toe has been in the water of basketball, but I never really got into it. But Wembanyama's been making a compelling argument for me. We got it. Yeah, we did. Do you know what this is?
It's a button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
The fact she knows specifically which number button it is. If y'all don't know, the reference is from a song called Wheels by Incredible Polo. The lyric, wheels running. That is the reference. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that song. Maybe I'll play it as the outro. Just for the lulz. Then we can all hear it. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this!
Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Ungard's body during a full body search.
See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was that rascal on guard.
The old bag going ham over a bloody goddamn button, yeah. A bloody button, goddamn, yeah. It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants.
See? And on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say the defendant, Matt on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm sorry? Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear.
Yo. Oh, that's too good.
I wore the trendiest, but instead I have to put up with wearing this ridiculous looking outfit. This outfit is hideous, right? I've got a tape recorder. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. I wish we'd switch to CDs. Scream alive for those kids out there. Understand? Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are about as big as a documentary on curling. You should take a tip.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality.
What is old bag rapping? Kind of sounds like it, eh?
Was not Mr. On Guard the man?
Eminem been real quiet, just saying.
But Mr. On Guard, the Nickel Samurai.
Eminem quaking in his boots after that. Yeah, for real.
But when you think about it,
Oh, too funny.
they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Old Bag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering.
Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai I saw.
This is starting to sound real familiar.
Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume?
Deja vu, huh? Yeah, for real. Old Bag's old testimony from Turnabout Samurai, I think, when she testified against Will Powers. Exactly, yes.
Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Youngins today. I told you, there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is the truth.
Oh, God, there's way too many people out here operating on that level, though. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
What'd you see? Oh, she cracks me up so much. Would you please get on with your testimony?
Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs.
What?
A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He's the Nickel Samurai.
She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears.
Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket?
Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts.
Okay, you promise, right?
Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date.
Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum.
The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai I saw.
Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket. Now, was he not? Oh, now he's not?
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream?
What? Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I, wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public court. So what?
See? Look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Ew.
Well,
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? And now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
who the hell is Judge Wagner? I have no idea. I assume it's like some Judge Judy type thing, you know? Since when did the court become theatrics over testimony?
All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that good enough?
Oh man, she's so funny. And why would that be?
That way, no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him in that case that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You're such an annoying child. You know that. You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me? Doing a quick Google search seemed to be a character in some other show. Oh, interesting. I love that that's actually a reference to something.
Got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know?
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jammin' Ninja.
Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is, what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Nickel Samurai. Is the contradiction that he wasn't stabbed to death, but instead strangled? Let me save.
Objection!
Nope, was not that. I was so close. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's see. You just got it too. You just got it. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me give it another shot. Careful with presenting the autopsy report. You know it will be revealed that it's outdated. Remember 1, 2? Yeah, good point.
Actually, this autopsy report is outdated.
Yeah. Let's see. So let's. This is covered in blood, but the...
Objection!
Nope. Let's try the knife. Let's see. Okay. He must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume.
Objection!
There we go. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
So close again. Yeah, we got it now. We got it. Third time was the charm. No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I'm driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on the knife. Actually, he would have wiped all the previous fingerprints on the knife right off. Interesting.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Objection!
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Objection!
Why would he do that? And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that.
However, there is one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show, which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Mr. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Oh God. Oh God. So many choices. But I think there are no problems so far. I can't see any real problems with his theory. But if you let Edgeworth's theory stand, then we're on a very large step closer to guilty. Look at the court record again and take another shot at it. Yeah, I just have to think about it one more time.
Mr. Wright, please make your decision soon.
So let me get this straight. Okay. Oh, there has to be because they brought the knife from the other room. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. This knife, this was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner,
Yes, we did establish that.
which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints wouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. The knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Yeah, that was kind of my assumption too, especially now that we know he was strangled.
Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
Let's save. And let's say to frame Matt on guard. It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
To frame.
Objection!
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Objection!
But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness!
Looks like I made your.
Turned into Lotta for a sec.
Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first sight I might have forgotten, but
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai? His character on TV?
I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. All right then. Who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? What am I amateur of?
So, Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe. Phoenix. Maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think me is hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Old Bag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? It's gotta be Adrian, right? Adrian!
Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Ah, I see.
The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing.
And this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Oh, witness? What in the world are you?
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. Very bad feeling.
I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I simply cannot let this slide.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is gonna take the wind out of you youngins.
Oh boy. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10-year-olds. Oh boy.
Men on guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan just by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant?
Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will toward the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right. Mr. On Guard is nothing but an average foul-blooded youth.
Damn. Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Secret information.
Man on Guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet.
Sounds like just another tidbit. Oh, sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? Oh wait, I was supposed to press. I totally just read that again. All right, here we go. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander.
But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA.
But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land.
What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? Huh, what do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright.
Discriminate? When did I do anything like that?
Anyway, On Guard will never get me to say touche. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal.
The world just hates right, doesn't it? Yeah, it seems to. Scandal? What do you mean by that?
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days?
No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much.
Well, Ben On Guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan.
You don't have any proof of that, Mr. On Guard. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing.
You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right. I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you.
All right then, Sonny. Show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Mr. On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
Oh boy. Proof, yes. I'm not gonna let you push me around that easily.
There's many a man who've said those exact words and paid dearly for them.
Well, maybe you should brace yourself this time. Here's my proof that Mr. Engarde did not hold any ill will towards the victim. Whoops. Because I was thinking I'd be like, oh, he is the more popular one, but I don't have anything that points to that. That was a little bit of a half-baked plan there, I think. Damn.
Take that!
Alright, yeah. Whoops. Alright, I don't think I got proof then. I don't have anything to offer.
See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want whenever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action.
So, what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need.
You were going to teach her a good lesson?
I was gonna make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this.
No, stop.
Well, it was too bad that that woman didn't come through the door that night. Oh, and this is top secret. God.
Let's see.
Hold it!
Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? All right, let's definitely press further here. If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today.
Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me!
What do I have to do with this?
Just do this for me. You'll get your reward.
I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice.
Objection!
The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head.
And he lectures me on reckless blabbering?
As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning.
Where did the old bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah, and when I find it, I'm gonna press the heck out of it.
Hold it!
So... maybe we do need to press on this then. Oh, here we go. Is this the one? Alright, let's save again. Alright, so we have to present something. I don't know what though. Here's my proof that Mr. On Guard did not hold any ill will towards the victim. Huh. Maybe this? Nope. Low key. I'm feeling this is bait. Okay. Not sure what to press then. There was another spot we could press further. Let's see. Let's see, I think I got a few options to press with on this one, right? I think I figured it out.
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that.
Witness! I hate to say this, but this is how you came to acquire your secret information, isn't it? Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh, yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. Yeah, I don't know what clicked for me, but it just kind of, I was like, aha.
She reported such a thing.
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions. About the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
Oh, what? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then
Think outside the bun.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
Oh, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's notes.
I'm a huge fan of wands, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On Guard. She said so herself. On Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Veggie Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out the little angel, like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Damn.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? I mean, I don't know what we could get out of piling on more pressure, but fuck it, we ball. Let's find out. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness! You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Where is it? There it is. Time to keep it Christian, yeah. All right, let's see. Barring this part of this next part of this barring this being really short. Oh well, there's already one on there. Perfect. We'll do it for the duration of the rest of this section, unless it's like super short. Then we'll do it for like, I don't know, the next 30 minutes, whichever comes last. And then I'll pay up. Is this correct?
Just a stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Old Bag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing that you stole that night. It was the camera. Oh. Or is it the guitar? No, it's the camera. Brat, holy sparks, he said an insult. That's one for the swear jar. Am I overthinking this? I feel like it's gotta be the camera, right? I should have saved. Oh well. Miss Old Bag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me."
Why? Witness!
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera? Is this the camera you're looking for?
That's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it. It said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
She's so wild.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court.
Aw, snap.
This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Lotta's photo added to the court record.
Well, what does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in this photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engarde clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is
the defendant.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
Definitely not. If this photo is really is decisive, then we're done for. Yeah, Maya might not last this day. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's something strange with it, for sure. It's gotta be. There's something strange with this photo.
I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Oh God. Oh God. Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
They're coming out of the wrong room. Right? Because, oh, there's one teddy bear. But this... Right? This is the wrong room. The strange thing is somewhere around here, I think?
Somewhere.
Around here?
I think? Am I seeing something you all are not? Alright, load. Alright, let's try this. Unless there's something with the costume. I don't think so. Nope, not that. So now it's got to be something with the clothes. Is it because the clothes aren't bloody? Random a guess. That's a good guess. That's a good guess. I was thinking it has to be something with the clothes at this point. Excuse me. All right, let's take a look at the clothing. Okay, here we go. Yeah. It's this person here, of course.
You mean the Nickel Samurai? And what's wrong with that?
At the time of the murder, Mr. On Guard was in his own room. Which means that this Nickel Samurai...
If you think that's all it takes, you should reconsider your choice of occupations. I think it's about time you retired.
It looks like there was no problem with this photo after all.
What? Okay. Was that a red herring, maybe? It can't be. Oh, it's the gloves. It's the gloves, right? Because we established this already. Oh, okay. Oh, that's Sparks. Maya is cooked. I'm convinced it might be a fake. I mean, look at Bro's pants. They're sort of sagging. Has to be someone shorter than On Guard. Just a hunch, though. Yeah, that's a good guess. I was kind of wondering the same. Let's see. Oh, this is different. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
Oh, what are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. You might have cooked there, NSK. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. Excuse me.
What is the meaning of this?
I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual facts, that is.
Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Oh yeah, for sure. That is not dragging at all. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Hakama up just to walk. Nice. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. All right, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. Doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not met on guard, and everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
I figured it would come to this.
What?
Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not mad on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
Who's the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts.
Get a better safe spot.
Who is the person in this photograph?
I mean, the only one that makes sense to me is Adrian. I gotta go with Adrian.
Adrian Andrews.
If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get to a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon?
Why don't you just say what it is you want, Mr. Wright?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carita. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order! 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 It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. The verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ugh! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
Well, what am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn court. We gotta raise an objection, right? Like...
Now then.
Objection!
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she's not...
I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to the unexpected developments.
Tisk tisk. Unexpected developments? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
And what do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all. Happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What? What?
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution lobby. She is the next witness.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man. Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Cool. All right. I gotta, what's the word? Baste my dinner real quick. So I'm gonna step up and do that for a sec, and then we're gonna jump into this next section. Yeah, just give me a quick minute and we'll continue. All right. Thank y'all for hanging tight. Oh wait, let me snooze the ad. Actually, y'all are hanging tight. Wait, put it back 5 minutes. So, all right. March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way, not cool. And collected Adrian Andrews? She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button on your Hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Excuse me. Then, dude, you're saying it was really her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I just thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial is over. It'll be all right. I'll get you acquitted by the end of the day. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of the murder. And that's why I think Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida, all to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was that? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impax. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. What's he cooking up? March 22nd, 225 District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ungard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure. Well, what is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland.
You gotta be a little more slick than that, bro. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relationship with the victim.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that a bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
But I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that.
I think there's someone who would beg to differ. Guilty.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place.
We do need that innocent verdict. For her too? Wait a second. I thought we were getting what's his face innocent. We got to get both of them innocent? Oh, for Matt. Okay. Yeah. We do need that innocent verdict. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
You poured yourself a glass of juice?
Yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. Uh-oh, here comes the ads. Run, flee, hide while you can. Appreciate y'all hanging tight through the ads. I'll see you in a bit. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She's one cool and collected customer. She has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. Instant you let up on your offense, the instant this trial is over. Understand? Alright, let's see what we get. It was time for the show to start, so when I went to get Matt from his room...
Hold it!
And what was Mr. On Guard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. On Guard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken. Out of his room, yes? Excuse me? It? What are you?
Objection!
Right. I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. On Guard's knife from his room?
No.
Subject, verb, object. Right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue.
After that, I went to Juan's room. And why did you do that? As for a friendly gesture. Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at the time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess.
May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got in the room?
And there was his dead body. I was in shock.
Hold it!
You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
I see.
What I saw was naturally this exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then, what did you do next, witness?
I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on the wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Carita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind was really a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Oop. That's for 1 second. Woo! Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was.
Actually, so would I.
I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
A flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? Interesting. This mess of glass shards. It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I
bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Well, why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over where it fell onto the guitar case. What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse. So I set the glass out.
You just contradicted yourself.
And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. Yeah, she's definitely starting to crumble. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence. I have to find something. I just have to. For Maya's sake. Okay, so let's see. So this one had something I could press on further, but I'm not so sure about that. it fell onto the guitar case. But in the photo, the guitar case is open. And so if it fell on it, stuff would be inside. Let me save. But I think I'm on the right track. I don't know if I have the right piece of evidence to present, but I think I'm on the right track.
Objection!
You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? I'm cooking. Let's go. It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case would have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. Let's go!
That's very true.
Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case.
And what is that?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with
that?
If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case. Huh.
Objection!
What is your point, right? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
Objection!
No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else.
Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection!
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all.
That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it?
It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details on the guitar case?
There's gotta be something here.
Make her testify.
The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle.
I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you.
Can't believe I'm doing this either.
All right, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly, but because I was a bit dazed, I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked over the vase. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
It looks like this really wasn't very important. A very important point.
This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting.
Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination.
Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see... Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over.
Well, Miss Andrews?
Yes, it was me. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. So, you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Kurita's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case.
As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed.
Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was all right or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic, even when dazed, why the guitar? Yeah, for sure. It's very flimsy. Something about it ain't right. I agree. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside.
Objection!
How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention.
Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright.
Sorry. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not gonna get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try. Come on, Phoenix. We can't afford to let up on her now. I wasn't planning on letting up, but she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Yeah, if we had a weapon to hit her with. I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record waiting to be found. Okay. So, let's see here. Dazed. Let's see. There is a weapon to be presented, which just naturally leads me to this. Let me save real quick. All right. I'm not really sure what the connection is, but they kept saying weapon. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Let's see. Don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. Open the guitar case after you knock the bass over. It's not a big deal though, because the case was empty after all. There's some water, but only on top of the lid. Bears Kurita's fingerprints. Okay. You got something? You think you got it? Damn. I'm still stumped. What you thinking? A weapon. Let's see. The statement I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over, but the evidence says the case was wet. Oh, smart. I see what you're saying. Okay. Present, and then this.
Objection!
Look at you cooking. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear Watson. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. We still got it, yeah.
What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
That's strange. You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that will prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? I don't know about that. Let's see. Oh, yes. The glass. Perfect. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Ah. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself a glass of juice. Damn, she's terrible at this statement thing for real. What do you think? It was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Her glass is broke.
Order! Order! Order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. It's okay, she had a spare set of glasses. Yeah, she was ready. This must happen a lot to her. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty, though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. Hey, cheers, Kev. Good looking out. Stay hydrated, folks. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Oh, wait, no, that's not right either.
I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case...
Objection!
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work.
Holy notifications. 1 sec. Oh my god. Sorry, my notifications are going nuts. I gotta... I'm realizing too, I think I'm approaching the point where I'm no longer gonna be able to moderate these comments. It gets wild fast. Which comments? Oh, threads. It's been definitely getting to the point where it's just too many in any given day to moderate. But I'm trying to keep it moderated while I can, just to try to like set the culture, hopefully, you know, and minimize it. Because it's not like I could afford to hire anyone to do it for me. How bad is it? Never used it low key. It's not too bad, but like when you go viral, like I have like 3 posts that are like multiple thousands of likes on them and interactions. And so like when you're like regularly going viral, you get a lot of trolls. And I want to keep like a specific vibe because like the whole debate bro culture is trash. But threads overall is pretty chill. It's very libbed up. So it's like a lot of liberals and leftists, and then you get a lot of like conservative troll bots or troll accounts, but for the most part people are chill. But I do like a lot of political shit posting, so my comments get particularly incendiary sometimes. Okay. I'm sick of it, not gonna lie. Oh, I see enough politics on Twitter to last me a lifetime. Oh god, I can't even imagine how like horrific the politics on Twitter are. But yeah, I can understand being sick of it, but everything is politics. So I feel like being able to ignore politics is a very privileged position to be in. Because if you can, then it just indicates that you're not being materially affected by it. But yeah, the conservatives are easy to peg because they're the ones using slurs. And then I always get liberals pissed at me because liberals think that leftists fuck with them, and then they're always very outraged when they find out we don't. On Twitter, you open the app and you see every Hitler strongest soldier tweet. Yeah, Christ, that sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, I ain't been on Twitter in a hot minute. But yeah, I just wanted to moderate my comments real quick because I haven't looked at it in a couple hours and it's already getting saucy. I used to only have to do that like once a day. Stay away from it. Low-key site sucks. Yeah, I check it like this is actually the only time of year where I might check Twitter occasionally is because I'm looking for like trade rumors for hockey because the trade deadline's tomorrow. And they tend to break on Twitter before anywhere else, but that's literally like the only time I use Twitter is this week. Anyway, appreciate you hanging tight. I am officially detached from my phone again. Excuse me. But yeah, if you don't like the attitudes and stuff on Twitter, check out Threads and be very proactive with blocking. You'll curate your feed and it'll be like exactly what you want within like a few days.
Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided...
No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
If you are so sure of rights, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder.
Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case.
The bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean to suggest...
It was a bright black guitar, yes.
So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that right?
I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove.
Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside that case at the time of the murder?
My hunch is the suicide note, but I'm not sure how to like argue that. Whoa, 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 chill, controller. I've noticed that this bug only happens when I'm wired into my computer. I plan to get a rechargeable battery soon, so this won't happen anymore. Oh shit, I should have saved.
And why would something like that be inside a guitar case, let alone this one?
Why, Mr. Wright, why?
Well, I just thought it might have been possible.
I have a suggestion. Why don't you put that in the void where your brain is supposed to be?
Yes, and never bring it out again.
Damn. And a foolishly foolish fool gets some love. Oh, damn, he's missing Von Karma now. Okay. So what would be inside the case? The costume, maybe? That doesn't make sense. The knife came from their room, so it's not that. It's not any of these, unless it... She really wants to keep this hush-hush. So maybe it's that. Fuck, I forgot to save, didn't I? Alright, and the Wendy had the camera, so we know it's not that. This would make no sense. Yeah, none of these make any sense. Save when you fail this. Yeah, for sure. This maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think it's this. Okay, wild thought. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What if in the case he had the nickel samurai clothes? You know, I had that thought. It seems like a long shot, but heck, let's take a shot. I would assume I present this to make that argument. I'm gonna give this a shot.
This is a photograph.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor.
In this picture?
It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is, sometimes I just amaze myself. You know, our brains are amazing things. They're able to connect dots before we even like consciously realize it sometimes. It's cool. Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume.
What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume?
The implication of it is very strange even then. I'm curious where this is gonna lead. How did that get in there?
What insane point would there be to doing something like that?
That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews?
I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea?
Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. Same.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Objection!
Well, wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai costume would have been Mr. Mad on Guard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places?
True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was the Nickel Samurai's costume doing inside the guitar case?
It's a great question. It was stolen. It was a spare. It had to be a spare because On Guard was sleeping in his costume. Mr. On Guard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we were talking about was a spare.
What?
Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose.
Interesting.
But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin' Ninja.
That was Juan's case, though. Yeah, which is what's very strange about it.
Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
And therein lies the sticking point.
Objection!
Oh, God.
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue?
Huh? No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. All right, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's spare costume to the hotel was he gonna become the Nickel Samurai, maybe? Or maybe it was part of the ceremony show? Let's go with this.
What is this?
On the night of the murder after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference.
A press conference?
Yes, very interesting indeed. The Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference.
I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right?
But what struck me as strange was that Mr. On Guard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how could that be?
The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. Why?
He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing?
That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference.
The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself.
Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Mad On Guard.
Yes, I guess that is what it would mean.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's public disclosure.
Miss Andrews,
I can see why you prose it way you do.
pardon me?
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation of this.
I was the one he asked to help set it up, and the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You!
Juan bet everything on this Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What?
Interesting.
And you know what this secret of Mr. On Guard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it was.
Ah, I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
But protect Mr. On Guard?
And yet against another strange bit of truth comes out. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep in mind that as you cross-examine Mr. Wright...
Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. Hell yeah, we got this. Things. A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these three things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach us that. They didn't teach that to us in school. At least, not from what I remember. May I continue now? Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. So, would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event in that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt On Guard.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. What? I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony.
Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony, if you please.
Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Has Mr. On Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference, and that event was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard, yet you still helped out.
Objection!
The person on trial right now is Mr. On Guard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill.
Why do I keep doing this to myself? And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. On Guard? Excuse me. I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however.
The judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now. You'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'm gonna pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. Okay. And then I don't have a way to prove I'm right. So this was the new or amended statement. So I have a feeling this is gonna be the one. Huh. Hold on, let me save first.
Objection!
Nope. All right, so what do we got? Let's see here. The moment I saw the crime scene, you had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. That's very strange. I know what his motive was. You don't have a way to prove it. He didn't have an alibi. The button and the knife. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, and at the worst possible time.
Objection!
Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it?
This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. On Guard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. On Guard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendants.
This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. And please, stop slandering the witness.
As I expected, Miss Andrews, yeah. Wishy-washy. Wishy-washy.
Objection!
Nope. Wishy-washy. Damn, I have no idea. Let's see here. What could it be? Wishy-washy. Seems to be the clue they're giving me.
Objection!
Nope. Huh. I have no idea. Let's see. Farewell, my child. What part are we on? 2-2. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Objection!
Because those had no. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Okay.
Hold it!
Here we go. The fingerprints on the knife go very. Then, what about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from Jammin' Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama, is that correct? I would think that that makes it very decisive evidence.
Burke. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeats. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
That button was torn off during... Okay, here we go. And now we present this.
Objection!
Finally. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. What are your current theories so far? I still think that it's Adrian who did it. I think that, yeah, I assume that Matt had something to do with Celeste's death, which was the secret that was going to be revealed. And so she was just taking them both out. Matt with the conference, and then Burrito with the murder. But I don't know. But that's kind of the only thing that is making sense so far. I haven't got a really strong theory otherwise.
So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died?
Or actually framing him would kill Izakuru too, so yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone.
What does that change?
Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
What purpose?
We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposefully rip this from the victim's body. She seems to be pretty incompetent testimony and murder-wise. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's just the only real argument that I can make. I don't really have evidence to support anything else. So that's kind of my only working theory at the moment. I have a feeling that it's not really that, but we gonna tease out the truth.
Mr. Wright, does this mean that you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There's no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up. By the real killer, of course.
And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then?
Finally. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. Alright, let me save. Shit. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard is... I mean, yeah, I really don't have anyone else I can attribute it to. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you. You are Mr. Kurita's killer. What? Oh no, her glasses again. I hope she has a third pair.
Order! 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 Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you! Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No,
Objection!
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing the gloves at the time.
That's right.
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there's this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time.
Miss Andrews.
I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday, Mr. On Guard's room. Adrien Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. That's it. That's when Franziska planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things looked bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. Von Karma's still screwing us over. For real, for real. Ruthless. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial?
Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to prove a single piece of definitive evidence. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita.
Here we go.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But, Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
But that's not true.
In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
Recess?
I request that both the prosecution and defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial...
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. We have to finish today, you're right. Please continue the trial.
What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he?
That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you...
It's true Miss Andrews holds the rights against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Edgeworth now knows something is wrong. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, that is very true, but...
Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about.
Swear jar still going on? Yeah. It's definitely been longer, but all right. We'll call it here. I was just kind of letting it ride out because I got to a point I was like, yeah, I ain't even really swearing that much. So I was trying to let it rack up a bit more. But yeah, I think we'll just let it ride for the rest of this because I can't imagine there's a ton left in this section, and then I'll just pay up. We got one set of push-ups so far. Welcome back also. Christian stream, lol. Yeah. You were like near the end. Yeah, okay, yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't that long.
When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, and?
I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice.
Yeah, shaken, not stirred. So my actions were unusual, but I've already...
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect.
Testify?
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the victim.
W. Edgeworth. All right. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off him. Is he a friend or a foe? Just don't know. Worthy being the GOAT as usual. Absolutely. Absolutely. He has an impeccable record in my book, even if he's taken a few L's.
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. Well, that's completely different from what you said earlier. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked over the flower vase. I don't buy it.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony?
She's panicking now, you can tell. For sure. For sure. I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. You can't find anything wrong with this testimony. There's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
When I found that body... Let's see. Oop. Stop that.
Hold it!
But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for?
Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you just wait a little longer for it to be revealed to you?
You should press all the statements, IMO. Yeah, that's the plan, for sure.
In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. I was surprised when I walked in the room and saw it in that messy state.
So, it was a mess. Are you sure it was messy because of your fight with Kurita?
I understand your frustration not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then what did you see next, witness?
And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner.
Slumped over?
Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping, with a knife sticking out of his chest.
Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Yes, it did.
When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind.
We gotta circle back to statement 3 for sure. Then what did cross your mind?
I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. And then he felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyway, that's what I thought.
I see. So you didn't think he was dead at all.
To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice.
You thought he fainted?
I thought he was asleep at first. But then the room was in such a messy state, I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone.
And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice.
Yes, he always has a hard time waking up, so Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink.
I see. And after that, what happened next?
When I realized he was dead, that was when I knocked over the flower vase.
Very confusing timeline according to her. Yeah, seriously. All over the place. And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead?
I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backwards.
And knocked over the flower vase. So that's what happened.
Yes. This is what it all comes down to.
Huh?
This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is our best chance yet to kill the prosecution's case.
Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? Damn. Alright, so it's statement 3, I think. Now the question is, what do we present, though? Let's save. And then I'm gonna present this. Because, like, she didn't notice the knife? Okay, not this one.
Objection!
Nope. Let's see. Slumped over and tired.
Objection!
Damn. Oh, that was a swear. Property. That's it. Okay. Let's see. Is it statement 3? That's what I'm thinking, because
This is the one that we got, like, we expanded on. So it's got to be something with this, but I'm not sure what. Let me read all the statements. Bet. 1 sec. All right. That glass of juice didn't really pour it for myself. It's got to be 4. You're thinking this one. Okay. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead. Oh, yeah. Because of the knife.
Objection!
Yeah, obviously. I think I got stuck on 3 because it was the like supplemental one that got added. But yes, definitely. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? They do. They bait you hard as hell. Ah.
What is the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that there was a dead man. Well, you see... I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink?
Your point is...
Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No!
It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on Guard, is not guilty after all.
I think we did it, y'all, yeah. But that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. But that's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify. Funny how pleading the fifth works sometimes. Yeah, definitely. It's a double-edged sword. Oh. Whoa, stop auto-scrolling. Oh no. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't.
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on Guard.
Objection!
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time.
What?
The reason is quite simple. The witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth.
Oh, no.
The absolute real truth? What are you?
Witness, don't you understand yet?
This judge must be so sick of prolonging his trial now. For real. Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt on Guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I was told if I spoke, If I spoke, then it would be all over and Matt would never be declared guilty.
What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma.
Huh?
Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then, right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging to them.
Then what should we do?
This
This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That is my only priority. I can feel the choice coming, oh god.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Oh, please, someone help me.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
the court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what the witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime.
Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right?
Come now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Phoenix Wright?
Fuck. Oh, whoops. Remember, this case has two endings. Damn. Request not guilty. Force Andrews to testify. This feels like the better bet. Because we can't go not guilty. But maybe I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Think of it like this. This is asking your morality in a way. It's a bit of a trolley problem situation. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you were really hiding.
Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Sure, Mr. On Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end?
Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me.
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
I thought we were going to get her to testify. I don't know if I like the way this is going. But we can't do not guilty because that's going to kill Maya. Two endings, remember? Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to have to keep this save point then. Maybe we'll just have to return back to here at another time. Find out the other ending.
You're wrong.
What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop.
Mr. Edgeworth,
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness.
What? Illness is crazy.
And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past.
Stop! Please stop!
No matter how much you want to hide, it's no use. I have the evidence right here.
That's
That's the second part of the suicide reports. The attempted suicide reports.
What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews.
The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
Please, please stop, I beg you. If people find out,
If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me.
Low-key coldest Edgeworth moment in the series. For real. Wow. Edgeworth, how could you be so cold?
However, before you die,
Holy, bruh.
I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. So will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk, but please, help me.
Poor thing.
Nothing matters anymore.
Poor thing. Thinking of it in his perspective, it makes sense since he considered death himself too. So in a way, he knows how she feels. Edgeworth's still crazy for doing that. Yeah. That's cold.
When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
Stab the body with the knife, but why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all of this?
It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer
is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time?
So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with the murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime.
What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Hey.
When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest.
But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck, but that scarf is part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. He was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Huh. What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan. He was going to expose Matt's weakest point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button.
The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience.
Oh, whoops, I'm just reading this shit again.
That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. But I thought if I used it then, the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime.
Loki, I don't think she has any contradictions so far. Yeah, so far so good.
So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife. Gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. And when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Engarde's Hakama.
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience.
An inconvenience?
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldbag for you.
I had already been caught up and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is this secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Engarde's room and planted the button.
In the Matt Takuma, yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word! What does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Engarde. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Franziska, huh?
She said I should under no circumstances confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not to be the real killer.
Well, wait, Your Honor. The defense still...
Right.
Uh-oh.
It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything.
Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of the witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright.
But
Mr. Edgeworth, Please place Miss Andrews under arrest for the further questioning.
Yeah, we might have lost. We may have lost.
Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately.
That is all. Court is adjourned for today.
Oh, shit. Today's trial. It's over. First time we're seeing the judge chair empty. Yeah. And I didn't win an acquittal.
Witness, would you mind if I
Oh, witness. Would you mind if I asked you something?
Edgeworth. What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it?
Oh, this? Mr. Wright asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright, I remember just now. I found this in the room on the day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
And you took it? You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose it must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. It's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why.
Witness. That card. Give it to me. Hurry.
Edgeworth.
Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time.
I didn't mean to. What is this all about?
I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean? Aw, shit. Well, we are very clearly on track for the bad ending. I'm not gonna overwrite that. And then... Thoughts so far? Thoughts so far, it's really good. I had a feeling that Adrian wasn't, like, really the one who did it. But everything just pointed to her. I kind of just felt like I had to grill that, like, train of thought to see it through. But yeah, I'm a little stumped because I don't know the motive, but I have to assume that the killer is the one behind this all, and they want credit for it for some reason. But yeah, I don't really know what's up, honestly. I don't have a strong theory. Don't worry, both endings are good. You have to see both. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I made that save. I got to try to be careful not to overwrite it. But we'll continue this tomorrow, and we'll take it from there. I got a feeling we got at least a couple more days left, because we'll probably knock out the rest tomorrow, maybe, depending how long it is. And then we'll go back and we'll try to get the other ending. We have a long-ass investigations left. Okay, so it sounds like we got a lot left ahead of us. But ain't nothing wrong with that. I owe some push-ups. So let's get... Wrong one. Let's get those 3 sets of 5 knocked out. Actually, I'm going to just do 15. Back to back. Might be able to do the investigation. Okay, so that'll be our goal then. Knock out these push-ups. Oh yeah, love to see. Fuck yeah. Alrighty. Well, that was a lot of fun. I am excited to see where this goes. I have a lot of questions, very few answers. But we will get to the bottom of this. You think it's possible the killer assassination went wrong and now wants Matt saved for it? That's possible. Yeah, it could be a botched assassination. Yeah, I don't really have a super concrete idea of what it is. But I guess we'll get to the bottom of this tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, we'll figure this out tomorrow. And until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Friday's just around the corner, so is the weekend. And until then, till next time.
Pressing on like this, I've been waiting for a chance to find my bliss. I missed every opportunity that came my way. What can I say? I'm just holding on for the day, not getting paid. My girl loves me, feeling like a fae, I don't know where I'll be. A day, a week, a year from now, will I still be alive or will I rest in peace in the ground? Hear the sound of my own conclusion, ringing in my ears like it's my solution. If I ever take my life, charge my brain with collusion. Never stood a chance of taking shots at illusions. So what's the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. Is that the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop, 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 drop. What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. Sure don't know where I'm going. Keep looking for a win, but agony keeps on flowing. All the pressure to fit in has got me losing sleep. Folks don't care about your pain, just the success you reap. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when you make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop, 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 drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop.